You ever have one of those million-dollar app ideas, but then you hit that wall? The one where you think, I need a whole team, years of coding experience, and a boatload of cash to make this happen. Well, what if that whole reality is kind of just fading away? Seriously, imagine building a full-stack professional app, database, user logins, the whole shebang without writing a single line of code. Sounds like something out of a movie, right? But it's happening. Let me show you how. And just look at this comparison. This says it all. On one side, the old way, huge teams, massive costs, and endless timelines. And on the other, a totally new game. With a tool like anti-gravity, it's just one person, no coding required. Instead of complex code, you're using simple text prompts. We're literally shifting from writing code to just describing what you want to build. It's a massive change. So, how in the world do we get from zero to a live app? Well, here's our roadmap. We're going to start with just the spark of an idea. Then we'll lay down a blueprint for our AI to follow. After that, we'll tell it what to build using plain English, refine the results with some feedback, and finally, launch it for the whole world to see. You ready to watch this happen? Let's do it.
You know, every amazing piece of software out there started as just a simple thought. For this journey, we're going to build something pretty practical, but also powerful. A habit tracker. You know, a little app to help you build good habits and maybe kick some of the bad ones.
Okay, now here's where we raise the stakes. We're not just making some static web page. No, we need a real application. And that means it needs a database, so it can actually save information. And it needs user authentication, so different people can log in and have their own private accounts. These two things right here, this is the stuff that usually takes some serious coding skills.
So, before we unleash the AI, we need to give it some ground rules, a solid foundation, a blueprint, if you will. This is super important because it makes sure the AI builds our app in a structured, professional way, not just some random mess of code.
And you're not going to believe how easy this is. The entire foundation for our whole complex application is just a new folder on your computer. I'm not kidding. That's it. This one single folder becomes the entire universe for our project, keeping everything organized and in one place.
This next part is where we give the AI its brain. We make one special file that's basically its rulebook. It has 3 layers. First, directives tell the AI where to put all the files. Then, orchestration tells it how to think about problems. And finally, execution tells it what it actually needs to do. This right here, this is the secret sauce. It's what makes the AI build like a seasoned developer instead of just a code-guessing machine.
All right, our foundation is set. Now it's time for the really cool part. We're going to start a conversation with our AI copilot and just tell it, in plain English, exactly what we want to build.
And that's it. This is the actual prompt we used. It's not some weird technical language. We're just describing the app like you'd describe it to a friend. Users should be able to create habits, mark them done, track their streaks. We even gave it a little design note. The UI should be minimal. Simple as that. And get this. To give the AI even more visual direction, you can just go to a design site like Dribbble, find a look you love, and literally copy-paste the image right into your prompt. So you don't even have to be a designer. You just point the AI at a picture and say, make it look something like this. So what happens when you hit enter? The AI doesn't just start writing code randomly. It actually stops and thinks. It creates a task list for itself. It generates a detailed implementation plan. It figures out the right tools for the job. And only then does it start building everything, the front end you see and the back end that makes it all work.
Now, the first version the AI spits out is almost never perfect. And that's totally okay, because that's where we come in. Our job now changes from being the client to being the creative director. We get to test drive the app and give feedback to nudge it into perfection.
And this whole refinement process, it's just a conversation. For instance, the first version had this tiny bug. White text on a white background, so you couldn't see anything. The fix? We literally just typed, hey, can you change the text to black? Then we realized, oh, we need a way for users to log in. So what did we do? We just asked for it. Can you add user authentication?
Okay, but hold on a minute. That last request, adding user authentication, that's a huge deal. Normally, connecting your app to a user database is a complicated, painful process. So how on earth does an AI just do that automatically?
Well, the magic behind this is a technology called MCP, which stands for Model Context Protocol. The easiest way to think about it is like a universal translator. It allows 2 totally separate tools, like our anti-gravity AI and a powerful database service like Firebase,
to instantly understand each other and work together perfectly.
So what does that actually look like for us, the user? It's ridiculously simple. First, you enable the Firebase connection with one click. Then, you just log into your Firebase account in your web browser. The AI sees that and automatically handles all the complicated configuration. All that's left for you to do is go into Firebase and just check the boxes for how you want users to sign in, like with Google or with an email and password.
We've built the app, we've fine-tuned it, we've added some seriously powerful features without writing any code. So what's left? It's time for the grand finale. Let's push this thing live so anyone on the internet can use it.
And yep, you guessed it. Getting our app online for the world to see is as simple as just asking. We tell the AI to deploy it and to use that fancy MCOP connection we set up, and it knows exactly what to do.
So how much work is left? How many complex server commands do we have to type in? How many configuration files do we have to edit? Well, it's about this many. 1. Single click. That is all it takes. The AI handles all the complicated deployment stuff behind the scenes, and in a few moments, you get a live URL. Just like that, our app has gone from a simple idea to a real working product on the internet. It's live. It's ready for users.
Look, this isn't just about a new tool. This is about a whole new era for creators, for entrepreneurs, for anyone with an idea. The technical barriers that used to stop so many of us, they're just crumbling away. The power to build is being put into the hands of everyone. So the only real question left is, what will you create?